Guys, welcome back to Comic Talk. I'm excited today. So today we're continuing the series on this channel where I continue to watch Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, Black Lightning, Batwoman, all those episodes leading up to the crossover, Crisis on Infinite Earths. And if you want to see me do something else on this channel, please leave it down in the comment section below. But today we are watching, giving thoughts, theories, and all that stuff to Arrow season 8 episode 3, and it's just when I thought they couldn't get any more epic, it just got even more epic. When I think like they were right here on the top, and then they're like, okay, we're gonna go another level. Each episode I'm watching, I'm like, okay, another one, another, like, oh, they're not gonna top this one, they're not gonna top this one, they're not gonna top this one, and guess what? They're just keep going. They're just keep going up and up and up, and I'm excited to watch this show. I keep wanting to watch this show. After just 2 episodes, I'm like, this is the best series out of all of them. Out of Batwoman, Flash, Supergirl, Black Lightning, Batwoman. This is the best one out of all the series so far, in my opinion. And this is my favorite one, and it's awesome. And so this one, Oliver Queen, he goes back to Nana Parbat. He wants to see, oh, do the League of Assassins have anything on the monitor? Does they know? Because they're an old organization, dating back hundreds and thousands of years. And so he's like, oh, I'm going to go to see the League of Assassins. Maybe they have something on the monitor. And he's gonna go back to see Thea. Thea's at Nana Parbat as well. That's where the League of Assassins headquarters, and that's where they train and do all this stuff, and that's where they do all their stuff. And so he goes back to see Thea. Thea's by himself, and first scene they just start fighting each other. But it's good to have Thea back. I like I like her character, Thea Queen. She's really badass and all that stuff. So through that, and then John and not Lynn. I kept saying Lynn. I was thinking about Black Lightning, and then his Jefferson Pierce's wife, and that was so John and Lila are doing their own mission to save Connor or whatever, and the future stuff. Oh, stay to the end of the video. This is epic stuff for what. Like I said, I didn't. If you remember from the last episode, I said, "Oh, I don't like the future stuff with his kids and all that stuff." Man, did they change my mind. So keep watching to the end of the video. I'll explain why it's this just, and why this is even more epic than the last two. It's just crazy. So just watch to the end of the video. But so they're doing their own mission. Lila and John, they're doing their own mission to save Connor and all that stuff, and to save his mom and Connor. They're like held hostage somewhere by this gang or whatever. So they're it's just them two, and Lila says, "Oh, I don't trust anybody at the agency where she's at, and I don't trust anybody. So like, John, you're the only person I trust." And so that's why they're doing that. So they're doing their own thing, and so I guess Oliver wanted to do his own thing as well. He's like, "Oh, I need to do this by myself. I'm gonna go with Thea." And lo and behold, they in Nana Parbat, they find Talia Al Ghul. She's doing her own thing. She has her own group, training some people, and she had a debt to like whatever to Oliver, and Oliver's like, you need to pay because he got her out of the jail where they were at, and so that's where they're at. So that's why he's like, oh, I came to collect the debt that you owe me and all that stuff. So awesome scene. I like that scene. So Talia al Ghul is an awesome character as well. As you know, it's a Batman character. Hopefully she shows up on Batwoman, and so hopefully because she's badass. She's very hopefully she comes out on Batwoman, because we all know Talia al Ghul is a love interest of Bruce Wayne, Batman, and all that stuff. So that'll be cool if she shows up on um, Batwoman. And then Nyssa, of course, Nyssa, the person who plays Nyssa, she's on a show. So on her season regular on a show, I forgot what show, like Hawaii 5 or something like that, or Magnum PI or another show she's on, and so she's probably not going to be on the show very much, even more now since she's a regular on another show. So Talia al Ghul. They're searching for. They're like, oh, Talia's like, oh, if I help you with this, will you consider my debt paid? And then so they find they go to this mountain or whatever, and they find out that it's well, and Thea has like a rival. There's a rival person that Thea and this other person, they don't like each other on Nana Parbat. They have their own army kind of thing or whatever, and so I don't know what's going on with that. And it's they capture Talia, they capture Thea, they capture Oliver to take him to this tomb because they find out the tomb leads to a sword for for the first Ra's al Ghul, because I guess whoever has the ring or whatever is Ra's al Ghul, and whoever League of Assassins leader is Ra's al Ghul, even if their name is not like in the comics. It's just one person. He's just been alive for 500 years, but this one's like, oh, Malcolm Merlin was Ra's al Ghul. I think Oliver Queen at one point was Ra's al Ghul, and then there was another Ra's al Ghul. So whoever has the ring is basically Ra's al Ghul, and so they're going to the sword, and all three these groups are going to the sword and seeing if they. I'm not gonna talk about John and Lila. They're doing their own thing, not that interesting to the story. Kind of like a side mission. They're trying to rescue Connor, and that's most of their thing. What they're doing. Um, they still don't know that Lila works with the monitors. So they don't know that they work. She works for the monitor. So that's like a side mission. So I'm just gonna continue talking about Oliver, Thea, and all that, and So they're going to the mission, and they're going to recover this sword, because if you have the sword, you could lead the League of Assassins. So they are trying to go for it, and then Oliver and Talia are like, oh, they found another clue, and Talia just drugs them basically, and so she can get to the thing first. Oliver's like, I'm not gonna have Talia get to it first, and Thea's like, oh, I'm not gonna have go to it, let her go to it either. And then the other person is trying to find it as well. She has a map to it, so they're all trying to find this sword, and it's you know it's kind of crazy. Like, oh, if you have the sword, you can lead the League of Assassins. So I guess so. Comics book stuff. You guys know. So they're all trying to get to it, and then Thea and Oliver are trying to have a moment because they haven't seen each other in a while. Oliver is explaining to Thea's like, "Oh, I'm gonna die if I don't find out that this is a mission that I've sacrificed a lot. I've sacrificed, being with Felicity, being with his daughter Mia. So they're all this, Oliver sacrificing a lot, and he's leaving his old life behind just to see if the monitor is still a good guy. Is this a good thing? And then they kind of find out that the monitor is, maybe he's gonna not prevent the crisis, but maybe make the crisis happen to like keep things balanced or whatever and all that stuff. So they're trying to get the sword and all that stuff, and Oliver's like, you're not gonna get the sword, and then Tia's like, you're not gonna get the sword, and Tally's like, I'm gonna get the sword definitely. So they're all trying to get the sword, and Thea and Oliver and Talia defeat the other person, and Talia and Thea are battling for like, oh, I battle you for the sword, because they are both head daughters of the demon. So Talia's is the daughter of a Ra's al Ghul, and so is Thea, because Thea is daughter of Malcolm Merlin, who was at one point Ra's al Ghul. So they're both fighting for it, and Thea actually wins. She actually beats Talia al Ghul, but at the end they beat, like, Thea's like, oh, we don't need another League of Assassins. We don't need another a League of Assassins in the world, basically. And Thea's like, oh, Talia, just why don't you help me? Why don't you help me build a League of Heroes instead of a League of Assassins? Talia's like, oh, you're gonna do that even though I betrayed you, all the betrays I did. And Thea's like, well, we don't, and Oliver's like, well, we don't judge people by their mistakes, because of course Oliver and Thea, they've both made a lot of mistakes, but they've been redeemed. They've been basically they redeemed each other, forgave each other, and all that stuff. And then Oliver, it's an emotional episode as well. Oliver and Thea are saying goodbye, and Thea's like, oh, please don't die, please stay safe and all that stuff. So I don't think Thea might not be in the crossover, but maybe, hopefully we get more of her character and all that stuff. Hopefully, what I want more is Roy Harper. That would be really good. Roy Harper would come back, help Oliver. That would be really good, because Let me know in the comments down below. Do you want Roy Harper to come back? From remember him from season 3? He was one of my favorite characters in Arrow. His first sidekick, and basically his name was like Arsenal, and that would be really cool. And I was really sad to see him go. And then he has all these other people and all that stuff, but the big twist. Every episode is getting like even bigger twist. I'm like, this is even bigger twist than the last one. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is a big twist. And so like I said, the future stuff. I'm like, I don't know about the future stuff. I think they should take it out. So I guess they found a way to take it out. They're listening to me or something. I don't get it, but they're like, the future stuff is not working out. But basically, they all the future people, future William, future Mia, future Connor, they're like, oh, what's going on? And like they see like a sunlight or whatever, and then they wake up and they're in actually the where Oliver's headquarters are. So they're brought back to the past, and then they're like, what? So the episode ends where like Mia, William, and Connor, they're like, what? And they all meet up, like Diane. Oliver actually wakes up in back on his Earth 1 with Diana and Renee and all them, and they're like, "What's going on?" And then, so I guess I believe maybe the monitor sent him back to Earth 1, and then monitor brought people from the future to the past or to the present, where with Oliver and all some. So it's like a big twist. They're like, everybody's confused. Mia's like, oh, dad, and William's like, dad, and Connor's like, what's going on? So that's a big place to end off on the episode. Crazy episode. If you guys like this video, so I think this is the perfect, I think I explained everything in the episode. I really like the episode. I really like the big twist that they had at the end with everybody from the future coming to the present, and it's just a big twist. I was like, oh my goodness, this is crazy, even crazier than the last one. It's like, can they even get any more crazy? And they're like, yes, we're gonna even throw even more crazy stuff. We're gonna bring people from the past to get people from the future to the present. That's how we're gonna even get crazier. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so crazy, and it's I'm excited. I'm excited to watch the next episode. I'm excited to, like, what are they gonna do? What's the purpose for Mia and Connor and William to be in the present? What's the point? What's the point of Oliver going back to his Earth and his time period? And why is everything happening? I'm excited to see what the next episode has in store. But if you guys like this video, please like, subscribe, comment down below. Oh my goodness, this is a crazy episode. I'm getting like goosebumps just talking about this episode. And again, this is sad that this is gonna be ending pretty soon. Arrow's gonna be ending. It's the last season. It's what a journey we've been on with Arrow. What a journey, 8 seasons. This is crazy ups and downs, where the beginning there was no one with powers, and then all of a sudden Barry comes along in the second season, and it's just all out craziness. So do you guys like Arrow? Do you guys agree with me that it's the best? Do you guys like this the best out of all of them? Do you like another one better? Flash, Arrow, Supergirl, Batwoman, do you like them better? Let me know in the comment section below. Like, subscribe. Woo! I'm just excited. I keep just rambling on, but again, I love you guys. Love you guys. I'll see you guys next week.